Yes, hello, everyone. It's me, your beloved grandfather, Old Man Bungalow, and I'd like to welcome you to journal number 14, baby. When last we met, the story had become complicated, interesting even. We went down the rabbit hole and found the truth behind it all. Tiptoeing down the stairs, we went into the darkness and discovered the truth. And the truth, it led to none other than Uggy. Uggy. And today, I'm going to explain how it is that Uggy killed Grandpa. At 5:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 4th, 2025, Uggy was meditating in his chambers. He had been on a fervent quest to reach a true state of cosmic enlightenment. He could feel it, the knowledge of it all, the secrets of the universe on the tip of his tongue. Soon he would create such works of music that would change the world. Suddenly, however, he was jolted awake by the sound of breaking glass and a familiar voice screaming just beyond his yard. He rushed out to find a baseball on the floor and a hole in his kitchen window. Uggy ran outside and saw Old Man Bungalow arguing with a bunch of children. Uggy, now somewhat enraged rather than enlightened, bolted over with the intention of removing Grandpa from the personal space of these children he was clearly harassing. But the kids stepped in and tried to stop him. "You can't hurt Grandpa," they cried, but it was too late. Old Man Bungalow had fallen and cracked open like an egg, a strange-colored goo pouring out. Soon, the shell began to melt, to reveal nothing but a carrot left behind. One of the larger children ate it. It was pretty gross. Confused and unmoved, Uggy returned to his meditations. And there you have the motive. Uggy had spent quite some time trying to reach that state of enlightenment. An Old Man Bungalow went and poked a hole right in it and right through his fucking window. And that leads us to the how. You see, on the night of April 5th, 1994, there was a man in a coat walking down the street. They came together and had a plan to destroy it once and for all. He took a pair of scissors and he jammed it deep into the flesh of the beast. The beast, growling in agony, called out to its brethren, but heard no song. It tasted a little bit like butterscotch, but it wasn't quite as good. No, you gotta bend over backwards and then you gotta turn that thing. Yep, you gotta turn it that way. No one seems to understand the danger. But how could I ever see right through that brick wall? The frightening terror of the ripping of the seam. You gotta shove it in, baby. Everything is coming apart. You gotta pull it out, baby. Falling to pieces. And that leads us to May 29th, 1985. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Everything was so green. I am he, but he is also there, and here, and nowhere at all. For he is the one who will destroy everything. The one, the harbinger of death, the bringer of the end. Mi nombre es Old Man Bungalow y esta la historia de cómo no comprende habla español. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 19th, 2025. D-Money was driving to the grocery store to purchase some bagged milk and maple syrup, as the Canadians do. As he slowed down in traffic to obey the speed limit like a good lad, he began to be passed by other vehicles. He immediately had to do a double-take as he could swear he'd just seen Old Man Bungalow driving in the car next to him, but it turned out just to be some old man he'd never seen. Something doesn't feel right. Like there's something different. However, as the next vehicle came pulling up beside him, he once again believed he saw Grandpa before blinking and seeing it was some unfortunate-looking woman in the passenger seat. This time, convinced that something is going on, T-Money stared directly into the car next to him, eyes wide open, mouth gaping, expecting to see Grandpa, and was met instead by a stunned little girl now crying to her parents, who rolled down the window and began to yell. As he motioned to apologize, he caught a clear glimpse of OMB in the rearview mirror, causing him to swerve into the car, and he caused a fucking accident. After piling out of their car, the shaken-up parents rushed to berate D-Money, who tried to explain that Grandpa was in the back seat, but when he opened the door, there was no one there. Strangely, days later, a golf cart of unknown origin was found at the bottom of a lake in Minnesota. No idea what that's about. It can be stopped. It must be stopped. And that, everyone, is how Grandpa became an Olympic medalist. But wait, there's more evidence of the truth that we uncovered in the last journal entry. The truth that you all surely know by now, because we said it in the last journal entry. There were definitely no errors or interruptions. And if there were, it'll surely never happen again. And that brings us to our next investigation, which will be... What the hell? I think it's time you and I had a conversation. Oh my.